Hi, my name is Martin Smith. I'm an amateur DIYer, and I've been looking online for how to best cut holes through plaster and lath. I haven't been able to find it anywhere, so I'm posting this in case it helps anybody. Right now I'm installing a central AC system called Space Pack, little circular round holes in your ceiling. So I got to cut a bunch of these holes. This would work just as well for recessed lighting as well. I'm using a combination of a dremel, cordless dremel, and the 545 diamond cutting wheel, along with a couple 3.5 inch hole saws. First things first are fire hazards. You want to make sure that you go upstairs. If you're doing this in the second floor of your house, go up in your attic, make sure that there aren't any wires, that you've pulled back off any fiberglass insulation or cotton batting. This is an old house, so it's got cotton batting and then fiberglass on top of that. Pull all that back so that any sparks that are caused by drilling through the concrete aren't going to catch anything on fire. As far as other safety things, I've got goggles. Masks are always good. You can Google that if you need any safety tips. I'm not going to go into that today. So first things first, we've cleared off. We've made sure that there are no wires where we're going to be drilling. We've pulled back any fiberglass or any other insulation, and we're going to start by mapping out the hole and taping. So the reason I'm taping here is to give the plaster and lath around the hole a little bit of extra support when I make my first cuts. I start off, I do a pilot hole, stick a screwdriver up there and go back up and make sure that I'm in the right place. I am where I think I am, and that we're good to go. Then for this process, we're using two hole saws. One is our sacrificial hole saw. Through trial and error, we found that obviously your bimetal carbide or your bimetal hole saw is gonna get eaten up pretty quickly with the concrete or plaster. So we had one that was already struggling. This has become our initial pilot hole / finish off hole saw, and as you can see, the teeth there are really worn down. Once we have our pilot hole, we're going to stick this up there, get a very quick hit to give us our circle. So now we have our circle marked exactly 3.5 inches. And then we're going to take our Dremel. And I've already done this step, but I'm going to show you again how I do this. The cutting wheel, because it's only a 1/4 inch in radius, isn't going to go as deep as we absolutely need it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant this top edge here against the ceiling, and I'm going to pivot against that edge until I'm sunk as deep as I can go. At that point, I'm going to go counterclockwise around as deep as this disc is going to let me go, and cut basically as much of that as I can do with this diamond disc. This diamond disc has already done about 10 holes and it's showing barely anywhere. So, and it really does cut through butter, cut through like butter. So if you take a look up here real quick, I've done that already. Glasses. I've already scored this all the way around. I'm going to show you really quickly how I do this. Or rather, I'm not really going to show you, but because I'd have to have this on and have the vacuum on. That's another good point, is having a second set of hands to hold a vacuum while you do this is a really good idea, because there's a lot of dust. So I'm going to turn it on. This disc is best between 1500 and 2000 RPMs, or 15,000, 20,000, whatever it is, 15, 20 RPMs, whatever the multiplier is. I'm going to plant my edge and bury my disc. Once that's dug in there, I'm just going to nice and easily go around semicircle rate or in a counterclockwise motion and go as deep as I can. You can see I've done that here. So the second step is put this guy down, grab my sacrificial hole saw, pilot hole, and I'm going to hit this until I feel like it's hitting wood. Because this guy is already worn down pretty good, I'm going to smell the burning, and so that's when I know how to stop. Once I've done that, my plaster should actually come out like a puck, and I'm going to see if that's going to happen here. I'm going to take my flathead and just very easily and carefully, because I do not want to crack around here, pop out my puck. So what you can see here is there's the thickness of my concrete. And if you zoom in here real quick, you can see the lath underneath. The lath is pretty hard, so the hole saw whose teeth are pretty worn down, the sacrificial hole saw, burns that lath versus cuts it. So now that I've cut all the way through to the lath, I'm going to just clean up any edges with my screwdriver, make sure that my good hole saw isn't going to get eaten up, and hit that lath with my good hole saw. You can see his teeth are nice and sharp, and that's going to make that a really nice clean cut. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to take my sacrificial hole saw, finish off the hole, get my vacuum going at the same time, and then I'll trade this out real quick and finish off the hole. So you'll see how it works. Here, grab that vacuum. Alright, so here's my puck. It kind of broke that time. But I've got most of my plaster out. Now I'm going to go, if you look up here real quick, there's some concrete that's coming through the lath. I'm just going to take that, punch it back up into my attic, clean off the edges. I've still got the tape on there to give my edges a little bit of support. I don't know if that helps or not, but it seems to. Normally I would have the vacuum going at this point, but just so you can hear me out. So I'm going to trade out my hole saw. It actually works out really well having two hole saws because the collar is the same. I'm just going to pull off that hole saw, stick on my good hole saw, and I'm good to go. So we're going to hit the vacuum again. Alright, get that off. So you can see I got a nice clean hole now. Some of my lath came out in the hole saw. But nice clean hole, 3.5 inches, and I didn't crack anything. I've done about 12 holes now this way, and it works really well. Once you get good at it, you can do it in probably about 10 minutes per hole. The reason I went with this is there's another product out there called Hole Pro. It looks fantastic. It's got 2 carbide cutting bits. Google it. It's about $112. With this solution, I'm probably less than half that, not factoring in the dremel. So if you're a DIYer and you're not going to do a whole ton of these repeatedly, then this is a great way to go. If you're a pro, then you're probably not watching this anyways, but a Hole Pro might be a good idea because you'll chew through these blades through time. Hope this helped somebody, and thanks for watching.